Welcome YouTube! Today training is targeting back, width and biceps. This is week 4 of the high volume mesocycle. Follow me along to see how I make my back and biceps grow. No heavy weights, focusing only on hypertrophy. The back muscles make up a large percentage of the upper body's muscles. In fact, it's a group of 40 muscles. Pulling and rowing are used to develop back muscles, where rowing targets thickness of the back and pulling makes back wider. Wide grip pull down. The wide grip lat pull down is fundamental back exercise and one that directly targets the lat muscle. The latissimus dorsi muscles are the largest muscles on the back. Lats span from the lower back to the sides of the torso. So they originate from the vertebrae, which is spine, iliac crest, that is the top of the pelvis and lower ribs, and attach to the humerus, which is upper arm bone. The main function of the lat is to pull the upper arm down and close to the body. By using a wide grip, you shorten that movement tremendously, and the focus is not on the lat itself. On top of that, using extra wide grip will put too much strain on the rotator cuff muscles, and nobody needs or wants that. If you do pull downs with a wide grip, allow your arms to flare outward to the sides to engage your upper back. As you pull, think about bringing the weight down to your collarbones or neck instead of lower to your chest. Narrow grip pull down. The narrow grip technique focuses on developing the thickness in the latissimus dorsi. Concurrently, it stimulates muscles such as biceps brachialis and pectoralis major to some extent. As a result, employing a narrow grip can be instrumental in increasing your back thickness. When you perform lat pull downs with a close grip, be sure to tuck your arms into your sides to help contract your lats. You'll also want to pull the weight lower to your chest than you would with a wide grip. Fully extend your arms at the top of the movement to get a full stretch in the lats before initiating the pull. Keep your chest up and depress your shoulders, pulling them down as you pull the bar. Shrugs primarily work the trapezius muscles, with the upper traps being the main focus. Secondary muscles involved include the rhomboids for scapular movement and the forearm and grip muscles due to holding the weight. Common mistakes when doing shrugs include using too much weight that leads to swing in motion or back swinging to move the weight. Rolling the shoulders instead of shrugging up and down, and using poor head and neck positioning like dropping your chin or looking down. Other frequent errors what I've seen are bending the elbows, using momentum, and hunching the back, all of which reduce trap activation and increase injury risk. Cable pullover. Cable pullover. The main muscles worked by a cable pullover are the latissimus dorsi, or lats, but it also significantly engages the chest pectoralis major and minor, triceps and shoulders, rear deltoids. The serratus anterior and rhomboids are also involved, along with core muscles like the abdominals and obliques, which act as stabilizers. When doing cable pullover, don't excessively bend your elbows, because triceps will take over instead of lats. And keep your back as straight as possible. So don't arch back too much, because you can pick up injury in the lower back. Also, don't use momentum and keep full range of motion. A dumbbell biceps curl. A dumbbell biceps curl primarily targets the biceps brachii, but also works the brachialis underneath the biceps and the brachioradialis in the forearm. Biceps is responsible for elbow flexion. Brachialis is located underneath the biceps. This muscle is a secondary elbow flexor and is also involved in a curl. Brachioradialis in the forearm becomes more active when palms are facing inward. So it's assisting with the curling motion. Mistake number one I have seen is using too much weight that leads to comical swinging and momentum use. Instead, keeping your torso upright and core tight. If you allow your elbows to flare out or move behind your back, then you will include shoulders. I would say keep your elbows pinned to your sides. Only forearms should move. I have seen young fellas using heavier dumbbells for biceps curls, but they move like they have been tasered, twitching and swinging like a plastic bag in the wind. Beginners tend to not use a full range of motion. And again, this happens when weight is too heavy. At the bottom of the movement, your arms should be fully extended, but without locking the joint. At the top, squeeze the biceps. The movement should be controlled, so lower the weight slowly as well, not just drop it. I would suggest. Dumbbell incline curl is an isolation exercise. Bench should be around 45-degree angle to provide the proper stretch to the long head of the biceps. I'm focusing on full stretch without locking my elbows at the bottom of the movement and curling the weight high enough to squeeze biceps at the top of the movement. I have seen this exercise in the movie Pumping Iron, performed by Arnold Schwarzenegger, and what I can see, there was no swinging of the dumbbells. I'm also trying to avoid curling my wrists by keeping my wrist neutral. Cable biceps curl. Cable biceps curl primarily targets biceps brachii, while also engaging the brachialis and brachioradialis and forearm muscles as secondary movers. Using too much weight will force you to swing your body or lean back to lift the weight. I'm trying to keep my elbows as stationary as possible and tucked in. By keeping my wrists straight or slightly bent backward without flexing them will make my biceps work instead of forearms. I'm quite slow on eccentric or way down. Always keep tension in the biceps by not allowing the weights crash down into the stack. Is it bar curl? The last exercise for today's session was is it bar curl? I am not using straight bar for biceps curls because when I do that I will start to feel pain in my wrists. I think it boils down to the flexibility. Let's not forget, I'm 50 years old and I'm not in my 20s or 30s and I was more flexible. That's all for today's session. Thank you for watching till the end. I hope you found this video educational. Let me know in the comments below. For coaching, send me an email to ivanfrohlik@yahoo.com. I can help you with optimizing hormones, fat loss, muscle gain, physique, athletic performance, nutrition and health. For more information, shoot me an email at ivanfrohlik@yahoo.com.